My husband and I live in South Africa and used to look after people's homes while they went on vacation. This incident that happened back in 2019 still bothers me to this day because I have no explanation for it. It was our first day at the Smith family home. Upon the meet and greet, everything was normal. However, from the moment we stepped inside the house alone, we felt uneasy. The atmosphere seemed off, and we couldn't really figure out why. As days passed, I noticed that the dogs would stand in the doorway and bark into the hallway every night between midnight and 4 a.m. The room we slept in was at the end of a very long hallway, and I know this may sound not related, but my husband is deaf and can't hear without his hearing aids, which he usually takes off before bed. One night, I decided to keep an eye out, and as soon as that clock struck 12, the dog started barking again, staring at something that I couldn't see. My heart started racing, and I tried to brush it off, thinking that maybe it was just the wind or an animal outside. One afternoon, I sat on the bed and felt something hard in the bed, being scared and feeling uneasy, like we were being watched. I only stayed in that bedroom because it had a TV and an ensuite bathroom, both of which would keep me distracted. We only went to the kitchen if it was absolutely necessary to feed the dogs, also not without each other. I kept mentioning to my husband that I felt something hard in my bed, and he shrugged it off as one of the blankets that folded. It didn't make sense at all to me, so I lifted the duvet and I found a feather duster in the bed. It wasn't there when I'd left the room earlier that day, and we made the bed like we do every morning. There was no sign that the bedding was tampered with, and I instantly thought my husband pranked me, but he swears it wasn't him. Not to mention that he also looked weirded out himself. I took the feather duster and made my way to the kitchen, trying to find out where it went, because we don't even know where they kept it. That's when I noticed the back door was unhooked. You can only hook and unhook it from the inside. The hook is used to keep the door from slamming shut when you want it open. The back door stayed open, and the safety gate was locked all the time. The door is open for the dogs to be able to go outside to do their things, so seeing that the door was unhooked made me quickly feel uneasy. Spooked, I decided to investigate every inch of the house, making sure that nobody had broken into the home. I was afraid that somebody hid somewhere and was waiting for us to go to bed to get to us in our sleep. After checking the house over and over again, we found nothing. We're Christians and we pray every day, but that night we prayed out loud for God's protection before going to bed. We wanted to know that this lurker would not mess with us. After that, the dog still barked into the hallway, and we still felt like we were being watched, but it wasn't as intense as before. When the Smith family returned home, we debated whether to tell them about our experience, but in the end, we decided to just keep quiet. I don't think either of us were interested, no matter how well they paid us.